The Japanese method to make your toilet sparkling white in 30 seconds. No scrubbing and no chemicals. Your toilet is not dirty because you are not cleaning hard enough. It is dirty because you are cleaning it wrong. Here is the Japanese method that fixes it in 30 seconds. This image stays with people who have been to Japan. It does not quite make sense against everything Western cleaning culture assumes about how toilets work and what it takes to keep them that way. The assumption is that a clean toilet is the result of constant, aggressive effort. Bleach, scrubbing, chemical cleaners that require ventilation and gloves, and still, within a week, the ring comes back. The stain reappears under the rim. The porcelain goes back to that indeterminate shade that no product label has ever managed to fully fix. Japan arrived at a completely different answer. And it starts not with a product, but with understanding what toilet stains actually are. Most people assume toilet stains are caused by dirt. They are not. The yellow-brown ring that forms around the waterline is primarily calcium carbonate, the same mineral compound found in limestone. Every municipal water supply contains dissolved calcium and magnesium. Each flush deposits a microscopic layer of these minerals onto the porcelain surface, invisible at first. After weeks and months of accumulation, those layers crystallize into a hard crust that bonds chemically to the glaze. Scrubbing moves the surface layer. The bond underneath stays intact. The dark buildup under the rim is a separate problem. Biofilm, a structured colony of microorganisms embedded in a self-produced matrix. Standard cleaners disrupt it temporarily. Within days, the colony reestablishes. This is why the toilet looks clean after scrubbing and looks the same a week later. The tools being used were not designed for the actual chemistry of the problem. They were designed to be sold. In Japan, there is a concept called soji. It translates roughly to cleaning, but the meaning extends far beyond the action. Soji is rooted in Shinto belief, the idea that physical spaces carry weight, and that maintaining cleanliness is an act of respect for the space itself. Shinto shrines across Japan are cleaned with ritualistic precision, not because they get visibly dirty, but because the cleaning is part of what makes them what they are. This reached every level of Japanese society. In Japanese elementary schools, there are no janitors. The children clean the classrooms, the corridors, and the bathrooms themselves every afternoon, not as punishment, as education. The understanding that a shared space is a personal responsibility is taught from age 6, and by adulthood, it has become structural. Japanese households interrupt the chemistry before it can complete. A 30-second wipe after the last use of the day. A citric acid rinse once a week. The mineral deposits never crystallize. The biofilm never establishes. The problem is solved at the level of formation, not accumulation. Citric acid powder has been a standard household item in Japan since at least the 1970s. Brands like Muji and Sun Home sell it in large bags at convenience stores and 100-yen shops next to dish soap, not in a specialist cleaning aisle, because in Japan, it is not considered a specialist product. It is considered basic household chemistry. Here is why it works where bleach does not. Calcium carbonate is an alkaline compound. Bleach is also alkaline. Applying an alkaline cleaner to an alkaline stain does not break the bond. Citric acid is a weak organic acid. When dissolved in water and applied to a mineral deposit, it undergoes a chelation reaction, and the acid molecules physically surround and extract the calcium and magnesium ions from the crystalline structure, pulling the deposit apart from the inside. The stain does not get scrubbed away. It dissolves. A teaspoon of citric acid powder dissolved in 200 milliliters of warm water applied to the bowl and left for 15 minutes does chemically what 30 minutes of scrubbing cannot. The loosened mineral residue disappears with a flush. For the biofilm under the rim, the dark, persistent buildup that brushes and sprays never fully reach Baking soda disrupts the molecular adhesion, keeping the matrix attached to the porcelain. Applied directly and left to sit, it penetrates where sprays cannot, and it breaks the adhesion from the surface up. The combination of citric acid followed by baking soda creates a fizzing reaction at the surface level. Carbon dioxide gas released at the porcelain lifts loosened mineral deposits and biofilm particles into suspension in the water, where a flush carries them away. The chemistry does the mechanical work that the brush was never effective at doing. Some Japanese households make small fizzing tablets in advance, using baking soda and citric acid pressed with a few drops of essential oil. One tablet dropped into the bowl before bed, a flush in the morning. No contact, no scrubbing, no fumes. A toilet treated this way weekly never accumulates enough mineral buildup to require anything more aggressive. The toilet technology developed in Japan takes this philosophy to its logical conclusion. Toto, the world's largest toilet manufacturer, developed a ceramic surface coating called Siphon-Tect in 1999. Standard porcelain is covered in microscopic ridges where mineral deposits and biofilm gain their initial foothold. Siphon-Tect is an ultra-smooth nanoglaze baked into the ceramic during manufacturing. The surface is so uniform that mineral ions cannot find purchase and biofilm cannot establish adhesion. Waste slides off with each flush before anything can bond. Toto toilets also spray the bowl interior with a fine mist of water before each use, creating a thin water barrier between the porcelain and incoming material. Prevention engineered into the flush cycle itself. It is the same logic as the daily citric acid spray, but built into the hardware. The deeper lesson from Japan is not really about citric acid or baking soda. It is about where cleaning happens in the timeline of a problem. Western cleaning culture places cleaning after the problem has become visible, after the mineral crust has hardened, after the biofilm has established, after the stain has been there long enough to feel permanent. Japanese cleaning culture places cleaning before those processes complete, while the chemistry is still reversible with almost no effort. Soji is not about cleaning harder, it is about cleaning earlier. A mineral deposit that has existed for 6 hours and one that has existed for 6 months are not the same problem. One needs a teaspoon of powder. The other requires convincing the homeowner the porcelain has not been permanently damaged, which it almost certainly has not. The original surface is still there, under the accumulation. The 30 seconds at the end of the day is not a cleaning routine. It is a chemistry interruption. And a bathroom maintained that way stops being something to dread and becomes the most ordinary thing in the house.